The popular catchphrase, "That's what I'm talking about," is often used to express enthusiastic support for the referent of that. At least that's what Wiktionary Online says, so it must be true. When it comes to overhead shooters with awesome gameplay, arcade quality design, and some of the best a system had to offer, we have Blazing Lazers. That's what I'm talking about. The PC Engine version was released in 1989 and originally based on a Japanese film entitled Gunhead. When it hit America later that year as a launch title for the TurboGrafx, all of the movie references were removed, except for the name of the ship, which still retained the title Gunhead. Repackaged as Blazing Lazers, the story revolved around the Gunhead Starfighter, which was built to defend Earth against the Dark Squadron. You see, these guys have threatened to destroy the world using 8 super weapons, and we all know what super means. Well, it's probably not good. Luckily, the Gunhead fighter carries 2 types of attacks: a powerful laser cannon, hence the title, and cluster bombs. One of the best parts of the game has always been the ability to strategize and power up by acquiring certain items and gel capsules. If you look close, the gels have a number stamped on them, which corresponds with a particular weapon. But not even the manual tells you which number is which, so a lot of early play is figuring out how to snag the Photon Blaster, Field Thunder, Power Wave, or Ring Blaster. Since Power Wave at full is my favorite attack, you'll always see me taking a number 2. Wait, that didn't sound right. You can also play around with your favorite power-up item, including the homing missile, shield, multi-body, or full fire. These gels have letters, which are a bit easier to understand. Me? Give me the extra strength of the shield any day. Some enemies also leave behind purple balls to collect. Purple balls. You know what, that one's too easy. Never mind. The more balls you acquire after beating a stage, the more weapon power you achieve for the next one. So you'll find yourself grabbing items, trying to avoid ones you don't want, and even shooting some to change their number or morph them into a flashing crystal. This is all a strategy in and of itself, and the control you have over ship upgrades is really fun. Blazing Lazers has a total of 9 stages, and they're all pretty long. The first couple start off rather easy, giving you a chance to just relax and shoot away. The third has a ton of items on the ground, and it can get a bit hectic. In fact, this stage reminds me of Star Soldier on the Nintendo from 1986, another Hudson Soft shooter. Ah, the memories. But still, it doesn't really get crazy until the final 4 stages, with the 9th stage showing no mercy. You will find your stash of cluster bombs and extra lives increasing to rather large numbers. Good, because most of them will be utilized in the 9th stage. With only 4 continues available, the game can be quite a workout, so snag those extra lives as often as you can. The graphics show off the detail and color of the Turbo very well. While the first couple stages look plain, it definitely begins to shine as the game progresses, moving from a space area, to brains and biotech, to strange places with floating multicolored bubbles. The backgrounds are good, but I'm pretty sure they spent more design work on the enemies, because there are a lot of them. The bosses are all pretty large, and made those of us who loved arcade-looking games at the time jump for joy. The Hudson Shooter series is known for its excellent music. Blazing Lazers is not the best sounding of them all, but it does a good job with an original theme for each stage. The sampled speech, somewhat recessed into the background, announces the chosen weapon. The explosions are also cool, with a somewhat slightly different feel to each. Some have a little splat, some have a large boom. The control is spot on. The ship moves extremely well, and the continuous firing is a breeze. The select button also changes your ship's speed up to 5 levels, so you can customize to your liking. Long story short, I really like this game. Well, except for then. As usual, when you die, the game starts you back at a checkpoint and strips you of every single weapon collected. In the final levels, when things get a tad nuts, this can really drive you batty. Power-ups aren't too far away, at least they were nice enough to do that, but this game definitely requires an intense learning curve. No, there's no multiplayer option, but this series really wasn't designed for that. There are also no extra added challenges, and the later levels can seem a bit unbalanced, but Blazing Lasers is just a true blast to play. I mean, even before pressing run, I find myself excited because it's a Hudson Soft shooter, something I am a big fan of. Something that always leaves me saying, "That's what I'm talking about." Did you ever have one of those "damn it, I almost beat it" moments? You walk out of the room upset, calm down a bit, then end up coming back for another beating? Well, Blazing Lasers will do this to you. It's filled with a lot of great stuff that just feeds a gaming addiction. Some reviewers have said it is the best shooter on the TurboGrafx. While I'm not too sure about that, I will say it is the epitome of great gaming. Considering it was a launch title makes it even more impressive. And that's what I'm talking about.